Why did Theo write Barroom Brawl? He wanted to write. He wanted to write. Don't worry about Theo does. He wanted to write a. He wanted to. He liked the idea that I got from another band about, like I use in Turquoise Blue, where it comes in with an acoustic guitar. He did it during his Maggie May session. I might be on that too. I don't remember. But the lyrics of that he wrote, Barroom Brawl. He didn't write it to mock me. He wrote it while I was away one weekend. I came back. The lyrics are, well, you're standing in a pub and the bartender keeps ringing last call, and you've had a couple drinks and you're feeling like you're 10 foot tall. That's how we used to talk in the pub. Pat Motel's had a couple drinks in him. He feels like he's 15 foot tall. He wants to fucking start with Tom because Tom fucks his sister, and he's feeling ornery tonight. Motherfucker thinks he's King Kong. He had a whole pint to his head. He's out there throwing up now. Shit like that. And the second verse is about me and my father. Your life's about to break, and you don't know what it's all for, and your mother's getting pissed, and she's bitching about you about the football scores. Football meaning soccer. Football meaning soccer. Because we used to. He said your mother's getting pissed about the football scores. It has double meanings. But he's really talking about my father, and your father's getting pissed about the football scores. You know what I'm saying? So what do? You drink. When you get into a fight. It's great. It's when Theo, it's towards the end when we started writing songs for no... I said I don't want to write anymore. Or I just want to write with you. And him and Alex wrote it, I think, over a 12-pack or something and some pizza. It's a masterpiece, just like anything the brothers do. You put me into it. See, you see how I'm even in that song, but I didn't even write it. It's about, we don't care what you say. You're gonna, we're gonna break your teeth anyway. Now you're standing in the middle of a barroom brawl. And I remember that's what used to happen. I'm thinking it's a little exaggerated, but looking back, no, it wasn't. There was guys that would literally get out of jail, get off the bus at the Amtrak station, walk 10 feet to the blockhouse where we used to play, and punch the fucking front window out. Psychos. They get a little sauce in them, and they got caught wrists. They're bleeding. The fucking ambulance is there, and the cops are giving them, You got to remember, Schenectady in the 90s that's where they send you after jail. You went straight to Schenectady. He didn't even go to Albany. They let you out in Schenectady. It's about I love songs like that. That's what Ted said about my songwriting. He's like, I love your songs. They always have some little surprise in there that he said that only that everyone can like, and sometimes it's only things that I know about. I'm like, yeah. See, we were above all that. We were brothers, and so much time on this internet, I don't even know what that's like anymore. But you couldn't slip a joke, and why would you, to your best friends and your fucking brothers? I know we never did that jive. That's the most. Why the fuck would we waste our talent passing codes to one another, talking shit at one another? We were religiously bound. We might as well have been blood brothers. We might as well all cut our fucking wrists and mixed our blood together. Sometimes I wish we did. It would make me feel like closer than them. But I couldn't get any. And it's just, that's what he was talking about. We didn't do things like you do because that don't work. That's not the way it's done. And you're always saying that. It would get quiet when Tim would come in the room, or Tom would come in the room. Well, because they're two bosses. It's me and Tim's band, but Tim got to a point where it's Tim's gear, Tim's world, and I never complained about it. I didn't have to live with him. He drove, he got the gear, he got quality gear. It's a brother thing. They're pissed off about living with him, or something. Or because Tim wanted to make friends one year, and he lost a ton of weight, and he looked great. The only thing I didn't like, I told him his whole life to shave that beard and mustache, and then he shaves it, and he looks like he stepped out of a Scorsese movie. Mid-length, thick leather coat, beautiful fucking face, hair slicked all the way back in a nice semi-bouffant, looked like Brill cream, looked like $1,000,000. I think his brothers didn't appreciate that because, for whatever reason, he was hanging out with the Wops over at over at the music store there. I just seen him a year and a half ago. I seen Mr. Poplizio, went in there. It was great. I had a nice little conversation with him. He looks like he did 30 years ago. Just like, wow. You know? Thinking about all the Poplizios I know. And Jerome Sound. Well, that's what he was singing about.